What if the decisive battlefield in the war against Iran is not Tehran, not a nuclear mountain, and not even the Iranian Navy, but three rocks on a map? Abu Musa, Greater Tunb, and Lesser Tunb cover only 25 square kilometers, yet they sit beside the deep water lanes of the Strait of Hormuz, watching the passage that feeds the global economy. For decades, Tehran turned them into weapons platforms, missiles, air defenses, surveillance systems, hardened positions, and fast boats prepared to swarm vessels. Now, the United States is not merely striking Iran, it appears to be dismantling the architecture that allowed the Islamic Republic to intimidate the Gulf. First came the naval blockade, then the coastal radars, then bridges, command centers, missile sites, and 2 of the 3 islands. Stay with this video to discover the hidden pattern behind those attacks and why Israel's removal of Iran's naval leadership may have opened the door for Washington to challenge Tehran's geographic advantage. But if these islands are only rocks, why is the world's most powerful military spending precision weapons to break them apart? The sequence began before the world understood the target. On July 13th, according to United States Central Command, American forces conducted a 5-hour mission against military sites in Bushehr, Chabahar, Jask, Konarak, Bandar Abbas, and Abu Musa. Coastal defenses, drone facilities, missile positions, and maritime capabilities were hit in one wave. On July 14th, Washington restored its naval blockade against traffic entering or leaving Iranian ports. That same day, a 7-hour assault struck dozens of targets near Hormuz and along Iran's coast. Fighters, drones, and ships attacked systems Tehran used to threaten shipping. Then, on July 15th, the campaign moved onto Greater Tunb. CENTCOM said American forces spent approximately 90 minutes attacking coastal defenses and cruise missile storage and launch sites. Later, command centers, air defenses, drone facilities, missile positions, and coastal surveillance infrastructure near Bandar Abbas were struck again. Abu Musa and Greater Tunb had now been hit. Lesser Tunb had not been confirmed as a target. That suggests a methodical campaign. The pressure expanded inland. Between July 16th and 18th, strikes damaged at least 5 bridges in southern Iran, plus a tunnel, railway facilities, and Iran Shah Airport. Reuters reported 7 deaths around Bandar Khamir, where destroyed bridges left vehicles damaged and trucks trapped. At Chabahar, American forces destroyed the Shahid Kalamtari port surveillance tower. CENTCOM said the Revolutionary Guard used that network to track and target commercial vessels. Washington was not only attacking weapons, it was removing Iran's eyes. Subscribe and leave a like if you value coverage of wars reshaping the Middle East. Your support helps this channel investigate conflicts obscured by propaganda, secrecy, and battlefield confusion. So was Washington simply punishing Iran or preparing the battlefield for something much larger?
The numbers reveal why the islands matter. According to the Associated Press, the 3 islands together cover roughly 25 square kilometers or 10 square miles. Yet the International Energy Agency estimates that nearly 20 million barrels of oil per day moved through Hormuz in 2025, around 1/4 of the world's seaborne oil trade. The IEA also reports that 110 billion cubic meters of liquefied natural gas crossed the strait that year. Approximately 93% of Qatar's LNG exports and 96% of the UAE's depended on this corridor. Alternative pipelines could reroute only about 3.5 to 5.5 million barrels per day. That gap is Tehran's leverage. On July 16th, maritime tracking cited by Reuters showed only 8 vessels crossing Hormuz, the lowest movement in 3 weeks. Traffic remained reduced. Geography had achieved what Iranian warships could not: fear. CENTCOM stated that during the earlier blockade from April 13th to June 18th, American forces redirected more than 140 compliant vessels, disabled 9 non-compliant ships, and allowed more than 50 humanitarian vessels through. After enforcement resumed, 2 ships were redirected, and an unladen tanker heading toward Harg Island was disabled after ignoring warnings. Behind that operation stood more than 50,000 American service members across the Middle East. The USS Tripoli carried a Marine Expeditionary Unit and F-35B fighters. The USS Boxer deployment added roughly 2,500 Marines, while elements of the 82nd Airborne Division were ordered toward the theater. This does not prove an invasion order exists. It proves assault tools are nearby. If 25 square kilometers can influence 20 million barrels of oil every day, are these islands territory or weapons aimed at the global economy?
The story began on November 30th, 1971, 2 days before the United Arab Emirates became a country. Iran seized Abu Musa, Greater Tunb, and Lesser Tunb. The UAE has disputed that control ever since, seeking negotiations or arbitration. After the Islamic Revolution, the islands became forward garrisons. During the tanker war of the 1980s, Iran used them to monitor shipping, support attacks, launch boats, and project the threat of mines. The Revolutionary Guard later added missiles, air defenses, radars, hardened shelters, and naval units. But fortresses depend on commanders. On March 26th, an Israeli strike in Bandar Abbas targeted senior Revolutionary Guard naval leadership. Ali Reza Tangsiri, its commander, later died from his injuries, according to Iranian confirmation reported by Reuters. Israel also said Behnam Rezai, the naval intelligence chief, was killed in the same operation. Israel struck the brain. The United States is now striking the nerves, eyes, roads, launchers, and fortified islands. Iran responded with missiles and drones against countries hosting American forces, including Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Jordan. On July 17th, an Iranian attack damaged a Kuwaiti power and desalination facility. The Revolutionary Guard also threatened regional energy exports, declaring that oil and gas would move for everyone or for no one. That threat reveals Tehran's strategy: make the region economically dangerous. The Trump administration has considered expanded operations and seizing strategic Iranian positions, although no confirmed order exists to invade these islands. The defenses are being degraded. The commanders are dead. Assault forces are nearby. But taking an island is easier than holding it under missile and drone fire from the mainland. So here is the final question. Should the United States and its allies seize the islands and permanently break Iran's grip on Hormuz, even if that means the first American combat occupation of Iranian soil? Subscribe and leave a like. Your support allows this channel to keep investigating the military moves, hidden strategies, and geopolitical confrontations that could redraw the Middle East before the world realizes the map has changed.